Hello YouTube, welcome back to another video. This is 2E0IQJ. So a comment came in the week about 4 meters on the bike, and the chap wanted to know what ground mount I use on my bicycle and what antenna I'm using for 4 meters. He said I like riding bicycles and I like radio, so I've got a feeling we're going to have someone else with a radio on a bike. So in this week's video we're going to take a closer look at the grounding mount on the back of my bicycle and my 4 meter antenna. So let's get right to it. Okay, so we're outside, a bit windy, a bit rainy, but I'll do the video anyway. So we're going to take a close look at the ground mount on the back of my bicycle. It's just a bog standard CB mirror mount. I think I paid about 14-15 quid for it from eBay. Now originally I had it with some tape round here to make it a bit thicker, to tie it on, and yeah, it worked, but it was still too loose. So I tried all sorts of different tape. And I tried it on this side with some cable ties. It was still too loose. So a friend of mine, Robert, got a piece of metal from the farm. You can see there, nice piece of metal from the farm. Drilled a hole in it there, and drilled a hole in it there. And all we done was thread the bolt for the mirror mount through there. We took a screw out from here, and so that one's different, and put it through. And it's nice and tight, nice and stable now. I put another cable tie here to keep this cable in line so it didn't hang about or fall out. Nothing worse than having the cable fall out. And on the bottom here we've got the grounding bit itself, little antenna bit. I haven't had to adjust any of this. I literally just pumped it on the back of the bike, put a piece of metal on, and away we went. Now the cable goes all the way through here. We've got the long cable here. Now I could shorten this cable down, but I don't want to, because when I go to a park or something like that, park up, I can have the bike away from me when I'm transmitting. Don't want to be too close to it while I'm transmitting. I know I'm only going to stick 5 watts or whatever through, but still keep the bike away. And I used to have on the front here a Albrecht 6110AE CRT1, and also had a Cobra 29 Classic. That was a bit too big for the front of the bike, but hey, it worked. But the Albrecht and the CRT1, perfect little radios for the front of the bike. And the reason I got the Albrecht is because the CRT1 died, although the Cube did get it back up and running, but it was only kicking about 3 or so watts, so I decided to get the Albrecht. Plus the Albrecht had a signal meter, which one of them bar graph things, like the old fashioned type meters like on the Cobra Classics. The antenna I'm using is just a bog standard 4 meter antenna. I'm not sure what make it is, because there is no actual make on the antenna, but I think I got it from eBay or Radio World, something like that. And again, all I had to do was unscrew the grub screw, which is just there, push the metal bit in the top down to the black line and tighten the grub screw up. Then I can then screw that into the back of the bike, and then I can use 4 meters. I can unscrew it just like that. I can stick a fire stick in there for 11 meters. There you go, it comes out. Stick a fire stick in there for 11 meters, because that is a standard 3/8 thread. I can then stick in a Ampro 20 for 20 meters, and then use 20 meters. But I'm not driving along or pedaling along with the Ampro antenna connected, because it's too blooming big. I mean, if you look at the ground there, let's go up with the Ampro. It's a big old whip there. Over that one I'm going about. I used to have a spring in there as well for the 11 meter antenna, so if I went under a tree or something like that, it'd spring back and then come back, wouldn't have to damage anything. But I found that with using other antennas, such as the 4 meter, the SWR was too high. Now the SWR meter you can use for 4 meters is an SX20, which I posted a picture of on the screen, and I thought the SX20 was just for 20 meters, hence for 20. But apparently it can be used up to 144 megs or something like that, for up to 2 meters, according to what I've been reading online and all the information I see about it on eBay listings and stuff. And then the bike's down there, zoom in on that. So I've got my current CB antenna connected. I've taken out the 277 diamond antenna, and I had that in there, nice and stable. And on the bottom there, that just sits in the ground where the washing line would go. We've got no washing line at the moment because it's winter, and the bike's down there, keeps it nice and secure. I used that antenna when I tested out the Rusty Midland 2001, and I've started playing again with satellite. So there's the single LMB. Over there's a monoblock LMB for Astra and Hotbird. Another LMB down there, and this needs to be chucked away or sorted out. An old slide dish, loads of old cables, loads of old brackets there, and this bracket here was designed so I could have on the front of this Triax dish 3 or 4 satellites, and I was going to use a, is it still down here? Yep, there it is. Going to have about 3 or 4 cables going in. That comes out, so you can put 3 or 4 cables in and just have one cable going up to the receiver, so you could have 3 or 4 LMBs on the end here, 3 or 4 cables going into the block there, and then one cable going up and up and up to the shack there. That way you can do 3 or 4 satellites on one dish, but it's a bit of a pain to set up, so I need to put that back on there so I can get Astra and Hotbird, because I've got Dreambox to play with. But that was the ground mount for my back of my bicycle. Just a box standard CB mirror mount, piece of metal there holding on to this. This is the bike rack, which is then bolted to the bike, and when I walk up or cycle up to the park, I can then dig the stand into the ground, put any antenna in there, and normally the SWR's bang on, and away I go. Anyway, it was a quick look at the ground mount for the back of my bicycle. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, the other button seems to work too. But as always, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. 2E0 IQJ 73.